This is Bay Radio.
We're all at home, we're all worried. We're all anxious. Some of us are more anxious than others. And if any of you have got a history of anxiety, this is going to be a very trying time for you. But remember that this is something that we're all in the same position over. It's really important to try and distract yourself. Try and establish a routine. Don't flop around in your dressing gown all day, but literally get up in the morning, have a shower, get dressed, have breakfast, washing hands regularly. But establish a routine. So do something that you wouldn't normally do. Learn a new technique. And we've all got that book inside us, even if it's just a short story, just putting pen to paper. Anything that will self-absorb you. And that self-absorption is very important. One of the reasons why we feel anxious is because of an increased amount of cortisol, which is a hormone that creates those feelings of stress and anxiety. And we can control cortisol, raised levels, by a number of methods. One, obviously, is medication. And if you feel that you really aren't coping, go to your local pharmacy, talk to them behind the desk, and they will help you. They will, if necessary, give you something, depending on your past medical history, to help you. Or phone your GP and speak to them. But the important thing is that you need to do things to distract yourself. One of the classic problems that many of us are doing, and I've been talking to a lot of my patients over the last week, is where they are watching the news too much. They're paying too much attention to what's going on, and you need to focus yourself away from that. Obviously, we want to stay in touch with social media, we want to know what's happening locally, but it's very important that you limit yourself to watching the news perhaps twice a day, in the morning and at night. Otherwise, you'll become self-absorbed in that, which will increase your level of cortisol, which will increase your level of anxiety. So, what can we do about it? Now, we all know that when we're anxious, this can come in waves of anxiety, that it can lead to what some people call a meltdown. What can you actually do to help that? Well, the simplest thing is breathing exercises. Now, breathing regularizes cortisol activity. So there is actually a chemical reason for this, a physiological reason in the body, how breathing can control it. Now, we all know about the old trick, or hopefully you know about the old trick, breathing into a paper bag, so that it changes the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide levels, oxygen levels, so it allows you to calm down. But there are other simple breathing techniques, and one of the easiest is this, and it's so simple, and it can really, really help you. But first of all, before you can breathe, we need to get rid of all the old stale air. Otherwise, it's a bit like trying to fill a bottle of water when it's already full of old stale water. Breathe out through the open mouth, but literally put your hands on your tummy and sigh the breath out for a mental count of 5. So breathe out with me. And if it helps you, count on your fingers as you breathe out. So one hand on your tummy and breathe out through the open mouth, making a sighing noise. 1. So that's for a count of 5. And then breathe in for a count of 7 through the nose. 7. So breathing in and then expel the breath out again, but pressing on the tummy and sighing the breath out through the open mouth. So the nose is a filter. So breathing in through the nose and sighing the breath out through the open mouth. And keep doing that until you feel calmer. You can do this sitting, you can do it laying down. Some people find it helpful to do it sitting so they feel their feet on the floor, so they're grounding themselves. And that's very important. But what other things can we do? That routine is so important. Distract yourself. Don't feel guilty about watching Netflix or Amazon Prime or old DVDs or old videos if you've still got a video recorder. Look at your life. Look at the things that you've done in the past. Look at old photos. Stay in contact with people and try not to talk about what's going on. Laughter is often the best medicine. And that's extremely important. If you're on your own, this is even more difficult, but more important to do. At least if you're in a home with others, it's easier to talk to others about how you're feeling and to try and turn that feeling of anxiety into a feeling of happiness.